Hey everybody, my name is Brady from Celtics for Life, and I'm going to be doing a YouTube channel here that's basically just going to be about all Celtic stuff, be covering, trade ideas, post-game analysis, my thoughts, improvements, and just everything Celtics really, from A to Z. We're going to be covering it all, but tonight I'm just going to be doing a video. Started off with Suns Celtics post-game analysis and my thoughts. Um, so I'll start off by saying it was a scrappy win, but it was a good win just because the Suns are 42 and 17, as you can see. They've been playing really good ball all year. Chris Paul is a scrappy player, does really well, controls the game in all facets. I was watching him one play tonight, and he did this a couple times earlier where he just boom got the ball. Celtics turned it over, got the ball, and just went sped up the game really quickly. And I saw him try to do this again, and you could just see everybody on the Celtics roster run back. That's the kind of player he is. Chris Paul controls the game, and for someone who plays the game as well as he did, and for us to still pull out a win here by 13, I thought it was really important because he impacted the game a lot. Um, him just one player did a lot of things tonight to really impact the game. 22, 8, and 8, as you can see on the stat line there. Played a lot of minutes, while Mikal Bridges played a lot of minutes too, 45 minutes. Um, he had an okay game for the Suns. Didn't make a huge impact on the game, but had some timely shots for them. The Suns were all over the offensive boards tonight. That was something I did not like to see. Um, I would have liked to see them box them out more. We did get some opportunities in transition because when a team like the Suns, that could become a flaw against some of the better rebounding teams in the league. I can't imagine when you got Embiid back there. If say we're beat a Suns Sixers finals, the Suns would have some problems there. But this is stick to the Celtics here. The Suns really did not shoot well tonight. They shot 6 of 35 from three, and that was due to the good Celtics defense. Celtics were really good engaged. The starting lineup was a very good call by Brad right out of the gate in terms of defensive. Um, for defensive purposes, it was a really good lineup. We saw that starting lineup was Kemba, Romeo, Smart, Tatum, and what's his name? TT Thompson was out there tonight for the starting lineup, and I think it was a really good call by Brad because Suns are all going to have that intense defensive intensity every night, and the Celtics needed that tonight, and it was really they were forcing the Suns to take a lot of tough shots. They did have some open threes for sure, so they really should have shot more like 10 of 35 at least from three with all the open ones they had. But it was a really good team defense tonight, very engaged. Um, we were lucky because Tatum did not have a good night tonight. He was very slow. Looked like he was stuck in the mud a little bit, to be honest. Um, just did not have a great night offensively. I loved what I saw from him in the opening minutes, the way he was distributing, finding guys. His head was on a swivel, and his head was on a swivel last game too. Just looked a little bit slow though. He really looked like he was just stuck in the mud. I mean, maybe it was just a bad COVID night potentially. I can't really say, but look, he did not have the same juice offensively that he did. Just was not attacking as aggressively. Just nothing was there. He was settling for tough shots. Really didn't look like he was using a lot of legs on a shot. He was front rimming a lot. It looked like he kind of started to get his feet under him towards the end of the game. I noticed he um, almost got on the breakaway there in the fourth quarter. Was put on the Jets, but he was fouled. And he had a couple other good aggressive takes in the fourth quarter too. But ultimately, when it came down to it, he shot 3 for 17 tonight. But when we needed a dagger, it came. It came. It certainly came. 15, 11, and 6 was the stat line for Tatum. So that's not a bad stat line. Just the points, obviously, would have liked to see something closer to the 22 to 25 range if possible. But Kemba Walker played a great game tonight too. He had 32, 4 and 4. He started out hot. Concerned me a little bit. Got a little bit cold in the fourth quarter there when we needed some threes to put him away. But luckily Tatum did that. Uh, only made three, but one of them was really big tonight to put him away. Um, I liked what I saw from Jabari at times. Defensively, every time I see him out there, it's definitely a little frustrating. He looks a little bit lost on some of the assignments. Just looking around the court, like where am I, where I'm supposed to be. I can just kind of get that from, watching him, his facial expressions and the way he moves on the court defensively is just not, it's not sharp right now. But I think that will get better. I think he's going to get in better shape come playoff time, and I think he could actually be an important roster roster spot. I don't want him shooting threes from what I've seen so far. He has not made one. Shot doesn't look great either. I like his mid-range game. I want him to stay in the mid-range, and I want him to be attacking to the hoop. He plays like a center a lot. The way he attacks to the hoop off the pick and roll. I really like what I've seen from him in that game, in that aspect. Smart was played great tonight. Smart locked down Booker. Absolutely locked down Booker for sure tonight. Very good. I saw him he was all over the place defensively tonight. Really did a good job. Was very physical with Booker. Was able to keep him from getting past him a lot. They try to switch him off onto Kemba at times, and Booker took advantage of that. But for the most part, Smart was able to stay on Booker and really frustrated Booker as well. He maybe had a questionable call, but I think it was a makeup call because they missed an offensive foul call on Booker. Um, and they forced him to foul out with about 7 minutes left in that fourth quarter. So I think maybe it was a little bit later, but a really good job defensively tonight on Devin Booker. And I mentioned it too. Both team stars were locked up tonight. The Suns did a good job on him, even though Tatum could have took over. Tatum easily could have won a 7 for 17 game or an 8 for 17 game here and still got kind of locked up but not really locked up in a sense. But Booker got locked up. He shot fine. He shot 6 of 13, so he was semi-efficient, but just didn't get enough opportunities because the Smart was all over him, absolutely all over him. When Booker sat down, Smart sat down. When Booker came in, Smart came back in. He was all over him tonight. Thompson played a good game, really active on the offensive boards as usual. I loved what I saw from him defensively too. Brings a lot of good energy. Had a nice little scuffle there at the end. He was talking a little bit. I could see him mouthing, "You do that, you do that." I could see him talking at the end there. But I love the energy he brings. I really love the energy he brings. Really good offensive rebounder. You could argue he's maybe one of the best in the league. If not, he's one of the top two or three offensive rebounders in the league. And I'm pretty confident that's one of his only jobs, and he does it really well. I don't like when he becomes a black hole at times in the paint, but he's definitely improved his hook shot game. He could not make a shot in the beginning of the year in the paint. Luckily, he's changed that around now. Romeo played fine. Offensively, he's become a little bit of a liability, but defensively, he just does so many good things out there that it's hard not to keep him on the court. And Brad is going to give defense the benefit of the doubt. At the end of the day, if you play better defense than someone plays offense, you're going to find your way onto the court. And that's one thing that surprised me a little bit. I'm surprised Brad's gone to Jabari so much because the defense out there has not been phenomenal. He actually had a nice hustle play to track a ball down and get a steal. And he's actually looked okay defensively when he initially gets out there, his feet. He looks like he needs to get his feet under him a little bit. Just does not start off defensively when he checks into the game, but eventually he starts to get engaged with his guys defensively. Starts talking a little bit more, and they've been able to get him going defensively a little bit, which is nice. And we'll start getting the conditioning better. I'm sure he'll be a nice asset maybe in the playoffs to play 10 to 12 minutes and just get some good minutes out of him. Who else did I not cover tonight? Neesmith. Oh, yeah, Neesmith actually looked good. He came out in 2 short stints, I think. One of them was really good in the first half. Had a couple of threes. That's what we need. That's all we need. If we can get a couple of threes from Neesmith, we get a nice 7-minute stint from him a game, and he's able to put in a couple threes. That's all we can really ask for him, and that's all we need from him. On a night-to-night basis right now. Maybe his role he'll force his role to open up a little bit more in the future. But for now, that's all we really need from Neesmith is, you know, take two or three threes a game. If he, that's assuming he gets into the game. If he comes in for a 7 minute stint, we need him to take a couple threes, two or three threes, and make one or two of them. You know, that's all. That's just all we can ask for from him right now. He played good defense. He's really good at moving all over the court, hustling. You know, he's going to go after loose balls. That's one thing I really liked about him. You know, I thought he was just a shooter, but he brings the hustle every night, regardless of if he's messing up or not, which is a good thing to have. And then on the team aspect, you know, we got to cut down the turnovers here. 20 turnovers? I thought it was 23 turnovers. Maybe I saw that wrong earlier. But 20 turnovers still, regardless, way too much. Way too many turnovers. We turned the ball over, I think it was almost 18 times versus the Bulls, too. It might have been. I'm not sure if that number's. I'm pretty sure that number's right, but I can't confirm. But and then we've had a turnover problem though lately. You know, every game we've had a lot of 20 turnover games over the past 10 games. Despite those winning streak, I think we've had one is too many. So we got to clean this up for sure though. But we did a great job in the free throw line tonight as well. Very impressed with that. We were 21 to 24. You know, glad to see we were taking it to the hole. I think Tatum had 8 of those. I'm pretty sure. So even despite the poor shooting performance, he was able to get to the line 8 times tonight. So overall, this was a poor offensive effort, in my opinion. From what the ceiling is, but again, no Fournier, no Rob, no Jalen tonight. So that kind of makes sense. You have three of your offensive weapons that are out, that all three play fairly good defense as well. That's what makes the effort defensively look all that much better from the guys, but also makes the offensive effort make a little bit more sense for the 99 points tonight. And also the Suns play really good defense too. Suns had a good defensive game, not great, but good defensive game, and they were able to kind of keep the Celtics in check tonight, despite some stagnant ball movement at times. But yeah, this was a game of runs. I think the Celtics started off, after after it kind of eased into the game. I think the Celtics got on a 10-0 run, 11-0 run, and then the Suns got on a 10-0 run. The Celtics went on like another 10-0 run, and then the Suns came back with like an 8-0 run. So this was a game of runs in the beginning, but this gradually just came to the point where the Celtics kind of just extended this to almost 20 points in the third quarter, and it was too much for the Suns to come back. They tried. Chris Paul did almost everything he could tonight. He played a really good game. Just was not enough to overcome, Kemba Walker's firepower tonight. He had it all going. Really good start to the game. Started off 5 of 5 or 6 of 6, I think, and 16 points. He started off in the first. Through at some point in the second quarter, he was really good. And it was just a strong game all the way through too. Kemba was really good at finishing at the rim tonight. Had guys on his hip. He was able to get to where he wanted to. That's what we want to see. We don't need 32 from Kemba every night, but we could use, about 22 and 8 every night would be nice. 8's kind of a reach, but 22 and 7, 22 and 6 would be nice come playoff time. If we can get 22 and 7, 2 out of every 3 games from Kemba, that's about all I want to ask for from him. And with that other night, it's a dud, and it's 14 points. Whatever, shoots like 5 of 13. That's what we got Tatum, Brown, Fournier, and sometimes Smart for too. So overall, this was a very good win, I would say. Not the prettiest of wins, but a very good defensive effort tonight by the team. I was extremely impressed with the defense. The Suns did miss a lot of threes tonight, open threes too, that could have turned this around and made this look like a completely different game. But they also turned the ball 17 times over. So they did have some miscues as well. So overall, I'm impressed, but there's definitely still a lot of season left to go, and I want to see how the squad looks when we're fully healthy. So thanks for listening to my first video, and can't wait to um, hopefully have you guys right along here and see where this channel can take me. You never know, I guess, but gotta start somewhere. All right, peace out.